She said it was self-defense. She said she had no choice. She said if she hadn't pulled the trigger, she would be the one in the morgue. The jury believed her, at first. But then, the prosecution pressed play on a video. And in less than 5 minutes, her story collapsed in front of everyone. Take a moment to subscribe to my channel True Crime Uncovered for more true crime cases, as every story deserves to be heard. It was a quiet Sunday morning in a small Texas suburb. Police received a frantic 911 call from a woman named Laura Pierce. Her voice was trembling, her breathing heavy, words tumbling out between sobs. "He came at me. He was going to kill me. I had to do it. Please just send someone." When officers arrived, they found Laura in her driveway, holding her hands up, palms trembling. Her clothes were rumpled, hair disheveled, face flushed. A small handgun lay on the pavement beside her, carefully placed. Just behind her, in the open garage, the body of her longtime partner, Anthony Mills, lay sprawled on the concrete. Laura kept repeating the same words. "I had to do it. I had no choice." The officers moved her to the back of a patrol car for her own safety, while the crime scene was processed. There were signs of a struggle: a toppled lawn chair, a box of tools spilled across the floor, a shattered coffee mug near the steps. But there was also something else. Across from the garage, mounted just above the driveway, a small black dome camera blinked in the morning sunlight. It was a home security camera. Laura was taken to the station for questioning. She waived her right to an attorney, saying she had nothing to hide. In the interview room, she told the detectives that Anthony had been drinking heavily the night before. They argued. He got physical. She tried to get away, but he blocked the door. In her words, "He lunged at me like he was going to choke me, and I just reacted." She claimed she grabbed her handgun from the laundry room shelf, pointed it at him, and fired once. "It was him or me," she said. "And I didn't want to die." The detectives listened carefully. They asked about the security camera outside. Laura shrugged. "It's been broken for months. Doesn't even work." But when the crime scene team checked, they found that the camera was fully functional, and it had recorded everything. Meanwhile, Anthony's family began calling the police station, demanding answers. They told investigators that Anthony had no history of violence, no record of domestic abuse. They insisted Laura was controlling, easily jealous, and had threatened him in the past. The autopsy report revealed something that didn't fit Laura's story. Anthony had been shot in the back, not the front. The bullet entered just below his left shoulder blade, traveling downward, suggesting he wasn't lunging forward at the time he was hit. Still, without the video, it was Laura's word against the forensics. 2 weeks later, the prosecution received the footage. The security camera had captured the entire incident, and it looked nothing like Laura described. On the morning of the shooting, Anthony was seen in the driveway, loading tools into his truck. He appeared calm, moving slowly. Laura came out of the garage holding a mug, set it down, and walked toward him. They spoke briefly. Anthony turned away to reach into the truck bed. That's when Laura stepped back into the garage, returned with a handgun, and aimed it directly at his back. She paused for nearly 5 seconds. Then she pulled the trigger. Anthony collapsed instantly. Laura stood still for a moment, lowered the gun, and only after several seconds did she walk toward him, crouch, and then back away to place the gun neatly on the pavement. There was no visible sign of a struggle. No lunge. No self-defense. When the jury saw this, the room went silent. The defense attorney sat frozen, knowing that no cross-examination could undo what everyone had just watched. The prosecution's closing argument was simple. "Ladies and gentlemen, self-defense requires an immediate threat to your life. This was not fear. This was a choice. And it was cold, deliberate, and final." Laura's defense team tried to pivot, suggesting she acted in a state of panic due to long-term emotional abuse. They brought in a psychologist to testify about the effects of psychological manipulation and intimidation. But without any prior police reports, text messages, or witnesses to back that up, the argument felt thin compared to the damning clarity of the video. The jury deliberated for just 4 hours before returning with a verdict: guilty of second-degree murder. Laura Pierce was sentenced to 28 years in state prison. In post-trial interviews, one juror said, "We wanted to believe her. We wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. But when we saw that video, we realized she had rewritten the truth. The camera didn't lie." Anthony's family left the courthouse holding framed photos of him, refusing to speak to reporters. Laura's relatives wept quietly on the other side of the steps. Months later, in prison, Laura filed an appeal, claiming ineffective assistance of counsel. But the appeals court reviewed the case and wrote in its decision, "No amount of lawyering could erase the evidence presented on video. The appellant's own actions were captured in real time and speak for themselves." The footage became a training example for local law enforcement on the importance of securing all digital evidence quickly, before it can be destroyed or altered. And for everyone who sat in that courtroom, it was a chilling reminder. A single video can turn the tide of a case in seconds. Self-defense is a right, but it's also a claim that must be backed by truth. And when the truth is caught on camera, there is no rewinding what the world has seen. If this story shocked you, hit like so more people can hear it. Subscribe to True Crime Uncovered for more cases where the courtroom's biggest twist wasn't in the testimony, but in the evidence that changed everything.